Welcome to Guelph Fight Wrestler. I am Andrew Sennedra, and this is Captain I've Danced Better Than Crispin Glover in Friday the 13th Part 4, Witch Fingers. And today we are talking about our top 10 singles wrestlers of 2022. And we're going to kick this off with a bang. I got a absolute hard-hitting Mexican, Black Taurus out of Impact Wrestling. This guy has so many strong matches in my opinion. I wouldn't say he's being disrespected in Impact, but he hasn't won the title or the X Division title yet, but he's really had a good run and he's had some awesome matches, not just only there, but I saw him in AAA as well, and he had some awesome matches down there. So I have him as my number 10 because he's a hard-hitting, he's got a lot of agility, raw power, really cool moves. He's very innovative. He's got a nice mixture of stuff, and I've seen him have a lot of good matches. He's just a little lower for me because I didn't really get any storylines and really big rivalries out of him. So.
Okay, so again, my top 10 is not in any order, and my first guy is also from Impact.
Oh.
So it's Chris Bay from the X Division.
That one's a shocker to me, but okay.
I'm like, man, this is a guy. Every time you see an X Division match and he's there, when that flash he does, I'm like, oh man.
I guess I could have, yeah, I just didn't see enough of him, I guess, to really have him creep on my list because I think, someone like Ace Austin would have been somebody who always also creeped up on there. And if I saw more of them tagging, like I have recently in New Japan, they might have also went up because of, so that's a tough one, but yeah, that's what makes these lists fun. You just sort of try to surprise people and see why they're there. My number 9 is Pac. I got him because he's had such great character flow. He's been like the face Pac, with the eye patch and the stuff that he had with House of Black, but now he's sort of turning over to I don't give a shit vibe. I've got to do what it has to do to win with his hammer. His rivalries have been awesome this year. His one with Orange Cassidy has been really good, and Malachi, they have also had a really good one. And so there's just a lot of memorable things I think Pac has done this year in rivalries, and his character's been interesting. He's had some great matches as well. So I got him as number 9.
Yeah, same. Pac.
There's our first equal.
The guy with all the hammers, man. Was not the.
Where's his hammers coming from out of his pants?
I like this guy's creepy monologues.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Yeah.
I like those ones where he used to have on TV where he's he's gone since the pandemic and then he comes back and he's
a bit of those cinematic ones.
Yeah, he's like this dark creepy bastard. Always I got to.
Hey, it works for him. He is a dark creepy bastard. Now my number 8 is a guy that I had in the tag team video, Jeff Cobb, or Jeffu Cobb. I don't know how they say it in Japan, but I got him as number 8. This dude had some incredible matches, especially in the G1 Climax. He absolutely killed it. He had an awesome match with Jonah. Somehow he lifted that tank of a dude. And the thing about Jeff Cobb is he's not only innovating his character a little bit, with United Empire but he's doing so much innovative stuff now deep into his career, and he's also 40 years old and he's still showing great endurance, strength, agility. I'm like, the dude's 40, he's still popping dolphin flips like it's nothing. I'm like, this dude is absolutely incredible. But I only got him number 8. I think I had him a bit higher last time on my list, but I don't know. Anyways, I got him at number 8. Who you got up next?
I got Malachi Black, that sinister, evil bastard. You never know what he's up to.
So he's the evil bastard, and he's the creepy. Okay.
you never know what he's quite talking about. He's like what's he mumbling about? But oh man, that he's got a wicked dark character. He always comes out the flash of blackness, and then turn lights are on. He's in the ring. He's jumping you with his boys.
Yeah, he definitely has his boys. It makes me sound like Dalton Castle, but he always has a very stoic presence, in the ring, and just his character. I agree with you. The cinematic, whether it's just the monologues and stuff, or whether it's a cinematic one that they were doing a bit when he was off, were very good. And he has a very philosophical mindset. Uses a lot of throwback, not throwback, but things from the past. It seems like he's really into history. And is able to take quotes from some individuals and things like that. So yeah, it really adds to the character though. It makes you want to see what's coming next. I agree with you. I just didn't have him on my list because, again, it was half a year or something. He didn't wrestle too much. But yeah, I can understand. I can agree with you why he would be there. Like when he was really hating on. Yeah, so we both got Orange Cassidy on the list. Now I'm moving up to a guy. I think he fell for me just a bit. I don't know why from last year, but I just got Jay White as number 6. He lured me in once again with like his different types of promos, his more serious ones. Sometimes he could be a little humorous, a bit of a jackass. So I like that he sort of differentiates in that. He's also I like his style of matches though, because I've noticed, that he can wrestle so many different styles depending on who he's going up against, whether it's a slow-paced one against like Okada or hard-hitting, and then he gets a little more high-paced. He's just a really good ring general. He's able to do a lot and interact with the crowd a little bit and sell a lot. The way he talks during the matches, it gets the refs involved. I just thought he's done an outstanding job again. He's just a little bit lower on my list. And one thing I really liked is his long arcing storylines. He's had some really good ones, like this year with Okada. It's just kept circling back around, and it's going to circle all the way back around into next year when he faces Okada.
I also have him on my list.
What the hell? I thought our lists were going to be a little different. Well, so far they're a little different, but very the same as well.
Yeah, I also like his storytelling kind of thing, where like you never know if he's like being serious or he's like in character. Like, like at the end of like his
door.
Yeah, he wins the belt or he keeps his belt, and then he's like I can't even get like a person to like hold my belt. The belt like falls on the ground. He's like yelling at Tony Khan. He's like disrespect.
Yeah, and that's where I thought like MJF sort of ripped that off when he did that promo after a Full Gear there. I was just like, Jay White is always sort of in character, and he does that, so I understand why you like that side of his character. Yeah, so we both got Jay White on our list. Let's see if we got another guy on the list. I got number 5, and he's going to be Darby Allen. He broke into my list just because I noticed he had so many strong rivalries, this year, but also like just some of his matches were very memorable. Even like high caliber level pay-per-view level main event matches on Dynamite or Rampage, just knocking it out of the park. So many good moments this year. His stuff with Brody King was brief but awesome. He's absolutely uncanny what he's able to do, and then the creative cinematic stuff just tossed in there, like Malachi Black is a nice twist. Him and Sting, the little things that they're doing, I just adds a little bit of character, especially when you're not on TV wrestling, doing those little stunt sort of promos and things that he does is just really cool. He's a very unique character on his own in a world where like a lot of people are sort of acting as other old wrestlers. Like he seems like Sting, but it's a different level, it's a different style. So he's innovative and separated himself like that. So I think Darby has his own character that way.
Yeah, I almost had Darby on my list, but I had to cut him at last second. But yeah, Darby's really good, and like he has his own unique character. Comes out on a skateboard, he's like cruising down, and then whacking.
Well, if he's not on your list, if he's not on your list, why are you talking about it? We'll move on. Who's your next guy? I
got Andrade. I think he's like a cool like mafioso type character. He comes out in a suit. He's got like a black mask. And then he's got his little like hatchets and kill somebody. You don't mess with the mafia, right? And then like takes it off and then comes out and kicks your ass. And that was kind of weird where like he had a guy on a double suplex, and they like actually I missed this, but this guy like told me like he actually took a couple of steps and then he dropped him. Like that's crazy feats of strength right there.
That's feats of strength. Yeah, Andrade was close on my list too. I just had him because like he had suspended. I just didn't see enough of him again. He didn't wrestle a lot in AEW either, which we both thought was a blunder as well. Not using him as much like they did with Malachi and Miro. Unfortunately, same sort of situations. Then we move on to my number 4. I got El Fantasma. Yeah, I love this guy. I have him all the way up on 4. He's a great, fun character. He's innovative. He's got his own style. He fits into the Bullet Club. He can wrestle in many sort of different facets, whether it's ground game, submission, aerial. He can do many different things. I thought why he really catapulted him on my list, up high, was the G1 Climax and his Shingo Takagi rivalry. I just thought that was so fun. They had so many matches against each other, but similar to the Young Bucks and the Lucha Bros, or the Elite versus Death Triangle actually, is that they're keeping the matches fresh, even though they're wrestling each other so much. And I thought that stood out to me. That El Phantasmo and Shingo were wrestling each other so much, but the matches were fresh, innovative, and different things each time. It wasn't the same plot or template through the thing, and that's why I had him jump up there, because he had a really good G1 climax, a lot of really good matches, and that Shingo rivalry was quite entertaining. You know, who's your daddy, Shingo? and really sold it there at the end. I don't know if the rivalry's over yet entirely, but that's why I got him number 4.
Okay, so my next guy is Trey Miguel from Impact.
Oh,
so like,
really high up there.
I think it's cool. Like his entrance, he's like got that spray paint. And, he's like, and then if you see like his X Division matches, it's just like this dude is insane. The stuff he does, the feats of flashes.
Feats of flashes.
Like, who is this guy? How's he like do all these like flips and whatnot?
Yeah, he's got that scorpion tail kick where he pulls the guy down and flips it. Yeah, he's had some. I definitely agree. That's what I mean. These lists are pretty hard to make. I had him just on the edge of mine, but again, I didn't see enough of him to say he's jumped over any of my other guys. So it was quite tough. Okay, number 3 on my list is Mr. Ray Phoenix. I had him as tag team, but I had to put him as a singles guy because he had so many good singles matches this year. Just absolutely uncanny. And plus I saw him in AAA doing some matches as well. So that's why I sort of catapulted him up, because he's just and does so much. And then everybody he wrestles, he wrestles accordingly, not just to him, but he sort of like elevates the other guys and sort of complements what they want to do. He's such a good sell master too. He makes other guys' moves look good and elevates those. And we saw them where he sells DDTs and stuff like that. Some of the stuff he's had matches with like Dante Martin and just so many different things. This guy is absolutely on entirely another level when it comes to luchador style wrestling and that uncanny balance. I would love to see, they have wrestled, but I'd love to see him and El Phantasmo, see who's better on the balancing on the ropes again.
I wanted to put him on the list, but then I had to disqualify him because he's like a tag team more so. Okay. Otherwise, like it'd be harder for me to choose the singles. So my next one would be he's like a fatty luchador.
Luchador. That's the
one. Jacob Fatu. Like this guy is like not small, but then like the stuff you see him do from his side, he's like not quite big like Yokozuna, but like he's a pretty big dude. And to see him fly and flip, and then like he's like a flipping out. He's like taking all these putties left and right.
I pointed him out to you when we were watching some of that, and he did like the springboard moonsault, the BMF, the best moonsault ever. Christopher Daniels. I definitely agree with you. He just escaped my list again because MLW didn't show too much this year, so I didn't really get to see too much. But he just fell off my list, but. You got him on yours, so that's good. Next up is my number 2, Mike Speedball Bailey. This guy blew me away this year. Absolutely tore it down. So many different matches that he had was absolutely killer. He can work with so many guys. I love that he's just such a huge innovator. How he incorporates like aerial stuff and technical stuff into the karate and his striking. His moves are just absolutely wicked. I love his like moonsault stomps. And those and the double knees that he does, and when he misses, sometimes he lands on the apron on his knees. He's such a durable guy. He's a smaller guy, so he takes a lot of impact from stuff. He had some really good rivalries, some awesome matches against different people in Impact. So you could really see that he can face diverse opponents and go across the board, like facing Josh Alexander to Trey Miguel to Black Taurus to Chris Bay. Just all over the place. He's been able to do so much, and I just really enjoyed so much of what he did this year. And again, we've talked about how like it's hard to be an innovator nowadays in wrestling, and this guy is to me really like completely one of his own, one of a kind. Even though we've seen other guys do karate stuff, not on this level, and not to like everything that else he incorporates.
Glacier?
Not to this level. Steve Blackman too, but I thought like not to this guy's level and everything that he puts in.
So my next guy is TJP. So like, this one was weird because like when I first saw him like WWE, I'm like, why is this guy champion? Doesn't seem that good, right? And then he left. I was like, holy crap, this guy this guy could do stuff, right? Like, why didn't he do this in WWE? But like,
well, we know why.
but when he left, he does like I've never seen people like he does that thing where he like stuck in the rope. I'm like,
the little Spider-Man thing.
Yeah, but how does he do that? Like he like full momentum and then like all. And then he does like little like twist and variants in the moves to make it like look different. I'm like, so he's very creative about that. That's what I like about
Yeah, I can see that. They add little like we said, it's like adding a little thing to a clothesline or a punch or a kick. You know, or like what AR Fox does, how he trips you, you know, with his feet and just the little things that he does. You know, so I can definitely understand why you had TJP there. I had him as my tag team guy. So, his year was split up. He did a lot of singles in the first half of 2022, and then he was doing a lot more tagging with Francisco Akira. So, yeah, we both got him, well, not on our lists, but not on different lists. Now, my number one, Mr. Will Ospreay, the United Empire. The dude has absolutely had a ridiculous year. He's had amazing matches with so many different people. Once again, this is a guy who can take on diverse opponents. Doesn't matter if it's Okada, Jay White, Kenny Omega. He can go all over the place. His rivalries have been spanning continents this year. You know, all over the place. He's been having rivalries. Him and Kenny Omega having like this crazy, you know, storyline that's arcing, you know, months and months from company to company, and now Kenny's going to be facing him in New Japan, which is going to be absolutely stellar and awesome. Their rivalries sort of spanned like a decade almost, essentially being like, you should take over. But yeah, Will Ospreay had an uncanny year. I've just enjoyed so much of his matches. Has been ridiculous. The little things he's added. He's another guy that sells moves and makes them look so good. How he takes DDTs or just anything. He brings a lot to wrestling, in my opinion. He's absolutely killer.
Yeah, I also have Will Ospreay last on my list as well.
So he's your number one. If he's my number one, he's your number one.
Sure. And like you said, he's like the next Kenny Omega kind of thing for New Japan. He's after Kenny Omega left, he's like running the show, calling the shots, winning the big belts, you know.
But he hasn't leveled up to Kenny Omega's spot yet, though. Like, he's won the title, but it's just not on the same level. He lost it. Well, I guess he had to let go of it because of his neck injury, but it's still not on the same. He hasn't had like the same accolades as Kenny Omega yet in New Japan. So we'll have to see how that goes out.
I'm wondering, like, there's no wonder he's got neck problems. So those New Japan guys, man, they're hard dudes. They drop everybody like right on their necks.
Yeah, everybody's good. And his moveset, Will Ospreay's moveset's absolutely awesome. That he can finish you in so many ways, whether it's like the Hidden Blade or Stormbreaker. Like, he just the Oz Cutter. Like, there's just. His moveset is so massive, and I love that about him because you don't know when he's going to beat a guy in the match. So that always keeps you on the edge of your seat. Like, you think, a guy kicks out of the Hidden Blade, he does a Stormbreaker, right? The guy kicks out of Stormbreaker, he does the Oz Cutter. So, yeah, he's just such an innovator and has such a deep moveset and can work with so many guys. His agility, his toughness, clearly, is absolutely uncanny, too.
Yeah, he's a man of his craft. Like, he doesn't settle with punchy and kicky. He actually learns.
He doesn't even settle on having a move set that's only like 5 or 10. His is huge. He's always adding more, and yeah, that's why I guess I got him number one, and essentially this guy's number one because it was mine. And before we go, we want to just do a quick little rundown of our honorable mentions. I got the crafty ass technical bastard. This dude is a beast on the ground. Zack Sabre Jr. I got Lance Archer. Also on my honorable mentions, because he had an awesome G1 climax, and his care and everything he was doing in New Japan was just so awesome compared to what he was doing in AEW. So I had him as an honorable mention, just falling off. I also got PCO because he had he had some really good moments in Impact and a few good rivalries, some really fun matches and hardcore tough matches too. Dude's a freaking machine. Well, we know that he's the French-Canadian Frankenstein. He's not a he's not a man. He's not a man. He's a monster. That's Cage's thing. Anyways, and I also had Roosh and Bandito, but I just didn't see enough of them. So I had quite a few honorable mentions.
I knew PCO would sneak on your list somehow. So yeah, I had some honorable mentions too. This guy's not big yet, but I think this guy's movesets are incredible. AR Fox. Like he doesn't do a regular move. Like if he does a clothesline, he'll do like a twisting clothesline, or
Or the corkscrew brainbuster.
Yeah, corkscrew brainbuster. Like everything, he adds a little twist, that little 8R Fox to the move, right? Like that guy's hella creative. So,
yeah, I can agree with you on that one. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
So yeah, next one would be I also have Zack Sabre Jr. Like this guy's like truly like the man of 1,000 holds. He's like counter after counter, like counter a punch with a kick. Like you don't see this.
The one match was hilarious. We kept seeing him counter every clothesline and punch with something. It was like, what the hell?
And then the last one would be Ace Austin from Impact. Those guys at X Division, man, they have a pretty good roster and like flashy guys.
Yeah, so it shows how tough the lists were. Like we had obviously our top guys, and then we had all these honorable mentions and different people. That's why it was so difficult this year. Sort of like this year in metal, I had such a hard, difficult year doing my top 10 in metal. You should check that out as well. I'll have that link down below. But anyways, that is our top 10 singles wrestlers of 2022. Let us know down in the comments if our lists are stupid or if they're cool or what your guys are. Put them in the comments and let us know what you think. And until next time, folks, we'll see you in 2023.